Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper delicious and wonderful wherever you are in the world. So, what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juice, little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. I've got my angel top on today, my delicious little babies. Now then. So the weather right now is not so very nice, grey clouds. It's a little bit windy. It's a little bit windy, and a little bit chilly. Okay, my delicious little babies in our old England today. The time is 17 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. My delicious little babies, okay? And my washer, my beautiful, how I love her so, my beautiful little washers now on a spin. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so what have I got for you today? So I've got 2 videos, then we're going to have a discuss. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, the first video, my delicious little babies, is on the 6th of the 6th, 2025, my delicious little babies, okay? This uploader happens to have 1.25 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. And the uploader, should anybody have any form of an interest in the old space bar in old YouTube, is called, this is all in capitals, by the way, it's all in capitals. Where do we see these capitals, my delicious little babies? Wally, you know, well, there's plenty of Wallies in the world, isn't there, my delicious little babies, especially those supposedly running our governments at the moment. WALLY space Herp, HOPE, Wally space Herp. That's what it should read, my delicious little babies, when you type it into the old space bar, my delicious little babies. So, you know, it's just amazing, isn't it? I'm not taking the mickey out to the uploader or his name, but Wally Herp, I mean, there we are, says it all, doesn't it, my delicious little babies? You know, especially when you see that, like I've just said, that some, just in a different way, that some are acting like complete effing Wallies. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, the video should read, Trashed 1986 documentary, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Trashed 1986 documentary, my delicious little babies. Well, I happen to be, depending what month of 1986, I was only 12, 13 at that time, depending on what month. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, that's video is 29 and some minutes long, my delicious little babies. Now then, with this video, I started to watch it yesterday evening, but then I had to come out of it, you know, because I had to come out of it. I should go back to it. Now, I got up to the part with who's called what is he, a journalist? But he happened to be, bless, what I would say, there we are, was a journalist telling, there we are, the truth of what he saw. You know, my delicious little babies, and maybe his experiences here. Now then, again, you're getting the truthfulness. Okay, my delicious little babies, we do not seem to be seeing it in this day and age, do we, my delicious little babies? Anyway, finally, the final video. This uploader happens to have 64.7 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, on YouTube again, my delicious little babies. Now then, this one came up on my feed, both of them did. Now then, oh gosh, what have I done? I've only forgot to put the flipping uploader. Okay, what you need to do then, my delicious little babies, I'm awfully sorry about this. It's just that I happened to be talking to my beautiful dear little friend Kaz, you know, while I was writing it down, so I've clearly missed, very sadly, not on purpose, the uploader. If you please and thank you, type into YouTube. Again, should anybody have any form of an interest, 1010 diet secrets from the 1960s that kept everyone skinny. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you. 10 diet secrets from the 1960s that kept everyone skinny. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, the part that I've got up to there, because I've got to watch the rest of that video, my delicious little babies, but I wanted to bang it out to you all now, just to get my video out to you all, my little beautifuls, and how I continue to love you all so. You're beautiful. Now then, well, the part that, I'll just repeat again, that I got up to is where we never ate in between meals. Now, I wasn't born till 73, my delicious little babies, but I always remember that my dear dad and my beautiful, I love them so, my beautiful dear little nanny and granddad, they never allowed us to eat in between meals, okay? But it was proper, there we are, home-cooked meals, okay? And my beautiful dear little nanny and granddad, how I love them both so. I love you continuously. I really do. Yeah, they're looking down. They can see, there we are, the shark that's taking place, my delicious little babies. We used to eat, there we are, good food. And I was, there we are, very blessed to be able, there we are, to be brought up that way, my delicious little babies, okay? And then, of course, you know, we had our dear dads, you know, and of course, you know, my beautiful dear little mama bear. But my dear dad, you know, he brought us up as a single father, single Papa Bear. You know, we good, there we are, food. Do you see what I mean? Which meant that even when he cooked chips or anything like this now then, or you fried an egg, you use lard. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Okay, anyway, that video there is just over 29 minutes long, my delicious babies. So we need to go back. Just going to close my book to where we need to go back to now then. There we are. So let's put our book over there and let's discuss. Let's have a little conversation. So good afternoon, my beautiful dear little Kaz. How's your beautiful dear little family and your beautiful dear little self, my little lovely? Better than you. Oh, bless, okay? Now then, dear little Kaz, because you're over there, I hope you don't mind, please and thank you. Could you please, because I know you usually talk quieter, you know, would you please be able to speak louder for me?
Okay. Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
My little lovely, yes? Yeah, okay, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So now it's, if it's raining, it's raining. So we're back to that again, my delicious little baby. So I've just been telling you the forecast earlier, but now it's, there we are. Seems to be peeing down again. My delicious little babies, must be the state of affairs in our old England, my delicious little babies, yes. Now then, I'm going to begin by saying that, I sent a comment yesterday. Now, this is where I'm going to bring my beautiful dear little friend, dear little Kaz's input into this, because, and we actually spoke about this before I came onto my video, my delicious little babies, that all I did was just send, you know, thank you, little and who it was, a lovely video as usual, you know, order out of chaos, you know. So all I do is I just look at a video and I just take, there we are, the I'm in pieces, bits and pieces, you know, just a song, my delicious little babies. Again, there we are, go back to the year. Okay, I'm not talking about the uploader, bless, okay. And then I just put, you know, blessings to you always. Well, then the comment that I received, which is most unusual, but occasionally, you know, some mothers do have them. I then received a great comment, but who it was isn't little, and then like a round emoji with a heart and a whatever. So then I was just done. We put in, there we are, the comment back. I put thank you. I'm sure that you would know. Yes. You see what I mean? My delicious little babies. What's the point to what I've just said? And no, I'm not going to let it go. I just wanted to see whether you're woman there now then. there we are, would send something back to me. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because when the mood takes me, like I said, I always send, there we are, very pleasant messages, comments, my delicious little babies, okay? But I also like to point out in my camera, there we are, that I do not effing ramp. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies, you see what I'm saying? Yes. There we go, dear little Kaz. See? You know me too well, don't you, dear little Kaz? So, yeah. So, dear little Kaz, so you and I have been beautiful, dear little friends for years, haven't we?
Donkey years.
There we go, okay. So, whenever I call you, and even though you're much taller than myself, obviously, and it's not obvious to you, my delicious little babies, okay, or me other beautiful dear little friends, who I call me beautiful dear little and their names, like my beautiful dear little Kaz and my beautiful dear little other friends, right? Because I call them little, do they take offence? If I say to somebody out in the street now, oh, you're so beautiful, you little, like that, why should I have to be, there we are, saying this in my camera again? Now, it appears to myself that ones in the world seem to have a bit of an issue, or I'd say a lot of an issue, wouldn't you, dear little Kaz? With the name and the wording little. I mean, we could say that years ago there was a video out, it was in the cinema, wasn't it, dear little Kaz, called Stuart Little?
Yeah. Stuart Little.
He was called Stuart Little.
Yeah, Stuart
well,
Little.
how many went to go? No, that's just came into my noddle. Yeah. So I'm not talking about anybody who's called Stuart. That's just came into my noddle as a film that was out. Well, did anybody get offended at the film
Called Stuart
Little?
Little? No. Because what is the way they see it is the film.
There we are.
But to call somebody little is nothing.
You don't mean anything by. I say it in a loving way.
Depends on the person's mind.
Yeah. What's on the effing noddles, man?
Not unless she's got a dirty mind.
Ah.
Right.
And that's why I put, there we are. Thank you, dear Kaz. Please speak louder. Yeah. That's why I put what I put.
It's not that she got a dirty mind. Or she can't squeeze cheese.
Yeah.
Something must be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that? At the end there, you say something.
It seemed to me like that was a deliberate. That was a deliberate message. Sorry to rudely interrupt you, my dear little Kaz, because this is something that would happen rarely. There we are. Do you see what I mean? So it's like somebody's put somebody else up to it. Do you follow what I'm saying, sweet? Yes?
If somebody has put her up to it or whatever, she should say it for her own mind.
Ah.
Or she want to say how she mean by little.
Exactly. He's not little now.
But anyway, it's either little by the height.
Ah.
Or little that you can't squeeze cheese.
Ah.
Or little that is something not in front of him.
Yes.
His little dick. Who is that?
Now, do you all follow him, my delicious little babies, yes?
She's got a problem.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
If she want to say little, she have to say what.
She had to make out that, you know, and it's like an emoji, like a heart, and you know what I mean, like this now. Then
say little, say what you mean.
Exactly.
If it's offend you, say what.
Exactly.
You right, but if it's not offend you, it could be many things. What you mean?
Exactly.
So there you go.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know the way I see it, dear little Kaz,
yeah.
I don't know what it is about man now then. Because you know what they do? Yeah. They seem to be offended if you say little. Now, who's looking at somebody's free card?
Listen, at the end of the day, right, little cars or big cars.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you could have a big car and you could have a little Willy Wonka.
Anything.
Couldn't you?
Anything.
Bad little babies, you know what I mean?
Anything little. Anything.
Yeah.
Woman can have little tits.
Yeah.
Man can have big tits.
Yeah.
Anything.
There's plenty of man boobs around these days. There's loads of man boobs, you know what I mean?
If it's offended.
I mean, you look at some men and you think they're a damn woman now then with the size of them.
Half of them,
Ah, they're old fretny bitch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, she must say, if it's really...
And it come from a woman as well. It come from a woman.
Well, if she's offended about it, she must say.
Exactly.
What does she mean?
Yeah.
By little.
Oh.
And if she
it's a shame, innit? It's a shame. Go on, dear, look, Cass.
Never mind anyway.
No, go on.
But what to me, right, if she find it offense, say what you have to say.
Yeah, and are you just rubbing your glasses that you read with?
Yeah. Right, to me, right, she should say what she wants to say.
Exactly.
Right.
So really, if she'd have come back at me,
She should say
there we are. Then I would have just been done saying something else. So it appears to myself that end of conversation. You know what I mean?
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Now, dear little Kaz is just putting on her reading glasses. Now then, so that's the end of that then.
Yeah.
So the best thing for myself, I feel, dear little Kaz, is I can put a like to a video, but maybe just don't put a comment anymore, because whoever it is, there you are, seems to be most offended, however tall they are, that I call them little. Or maybe it's a girlfriend or a friend of theirs, you know, has got most offended. Well, such a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. But, you know, for myself, my delicious babies, I just don't let things now trouble me. But I just wanted to, there we are, make my point now. I'm just pointing this out. Now then, so let's get on to something else, dear little Kaz. What's the latest with the job centre? Shall I tell you?
Yeah,
Shall I explain?
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Let's explain away. I think I'll have this as my title to my video. Well, they're doing courses now. For some of you Mardelistic babies, you may know of this, but for others of Mardelistic babies, you may very well not. Now, you do get a list of what type of courses they do. They vary from anything to 3 weeks to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, Mardelistic babies, and what they come under. Are you waiting for this, dear little Kaz? What they're coming under at Mardelistic babies is construction. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that, aren't we? What I never seen on there was building solar panels on our beautiful little countryside. Anyway, let's fast forward. So you've got admin, you've got warehouse. They're looking for ones to do little forklift trucks. You know those, those yellow ones and all that. Sometimes they're white. You know, when I used to do my parcel job, they used to be, I think, white and is it black or something? But you know, because they're delivering the parcels to different cages. But this one, usually I feel in warehouses. Not that I've been in a warehouse for decades. It's usually yellow, isn't it? Is it yellow and something? Yellow and black? Anyway, my delicious babies, bumblebees. Anyway, my delicious babies, or is it cats? Or is it JCB? Could be one of them, couldn't it? Part of that family. Anyway, dear little Kaz and our dear little babies out there. So, yeah, what else did they have? Engineering. You know, to do this Wi-Fi. This super duper fast Wi-Fi, and you'd be working with the likes, the companies such as Virgin Media, you know, and different companies. Okay. The point is that from what I know of, there wasn't much in the way of plumbing. Oh, there was, like I say, that comes under engineering. What else was there? Anyway, there's nothing else of any interest really, my delicious babies. So what's my point in all of this? So a warehouse, I've said warehouse, haven't I, my delicious babies? So what's my point? So what about some proper skills? Oh, a bus driver, they need bus drivers. Now, apparently, this is a 3-year course. So if you decide to drop out in the first year, what is it? Is it $250 or something you have to pay back?
Like that,
If it's 2 year, you have to pay a monkey, which is $500. And then if it's 3 year, you have to, I think it's something like $1,000, ka-ching, 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 that you got to pay back. So if you decide to drop out, their reasons for this is because of how much ka-ching that they have to pay in to do the training, my delicious babies. Okay, so I just thought I'd mention that to you all. Now, from what I could see, there was nothing like sewing classes. There was nothing, like any of this now then.
Yeah.
From what I could see of. Okay. A lot of blue and orange, a bit of yellow, and there's certainly a target. Now, also, that was the other one. Why didn't I remember that before, dear little Kaz? What was it? NHS and lots of caring training. And with most of these training, once you're trained, if you get the job, well, most of these require, 12-hour days, my delicious babies, 12-hour days. Now, if we break that down, 12, 1 and 2, I'm crap at maths. Well, that equals 3, doesn't it, dear little Kaz?
Excuse me?
I said I'm crap at maths.
So am I.
Yeah, there we are. So if you look at 12-hour days, but if you add 1 and 2 together, it comes to 3. So really, if we go back decades and decades ago, and it goes on and on. Well, when I used to go out foraging, I would have probably said it probably would have took a few hours, which comes to 3. I wouldn't have said it took a 12-hour, my delicious babies. Yes. So, what's the point to what I'm saying, my delicious babies? As far as I'm concerned, that is a damn effing rank, man, now then. So you've got to go out to work for 12 hours, plus, and you're probably lucky if you get an hour's break, probably about, 2 15-minute breaks or a 30-minute break. Oh, no, you get that if you work in a call centre in a bank. Okay, my delicious babies, I think you get 30 minutes, if I go back to 2004, 30 minutes for a lunch break and one 15-minute break, around the morning time, brunch time, okay? So that's not a lot, is it? If you really look at it, my delicious babies and dear little Kaz, what's your thoughts? And then, of course, then you've got to get home. So if you drive a brum car's wheels, so it would probably take you half the time. So that's another 30 minutes. If you catch a bus, maybe it's taking 45 to an hour. Comes to 9 and 6, okay? And then by the time you get home, then you've got to have a shower or a bath. Then you've got to cook yourself some food. But that's not what they want in my delicious babies, it seems. For whoever's running the world, because what they seem to want is somebody working 12 hours, cannot be bothered to even cook, cannot even be bothered to shower themselves, maybe get a takeaway. There's plenty of takeaways, my delicious babies. Let's just echo that. Takeaway. Yeah, there's lots of Big Johns, isn't there? There's loads, Turkish ones. Oh, gosh, you name it. I mean, just down the road from where I live, isn't that right, dear little Kaz? You've got 2 chip shops. Oh, gosh. Rewind and start again. My word, I got all tongue-tied then. Okay, so we needed to rewind. There's one shop where you can get food and things like this now then, in the small little block that I'm talking about, and you've got 2 chippies. Yep. So you got one, there we are, I should imagine, competing against the other. Do you see what I mean? If you go up into the town centre, up the road from where I live, you've got that many takeaways, chippies, it's just unreal. Whatever food you want is on tap, as long as you got the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Mind you, if you're doing 12-hour days, then I'm pretty sure you could put it back into the system now then, get taxed on top of that now then, to yam off your food, isn't it, dear Kaz? Would you not agree, to eat your food? Anyway, what's your thoughts about all this, dear little Kaz?
Excuse me?
I said, sorry, what's your thoughts about all this, my dear little Kaz?
Sorry,
What's your thoughts?
I think everything just, the way the system's going now,
Yeah?
it's not coming to one at all. It's just It's all over the place.
It's all over the place.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
It's a bit
Not
like
not giving anybody a chance to do what they want to do.
yeah, and it's a bit like what I would call, you just said that, like a bit of a drunken night.
Yeah.
Like when you see somebody,
Yeah.
we've all been there in our decades. You see somebody staggering out of a nightclub, and they're a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
So they could be tanked up on a few too many cherry bees, maybe,
But that time, right, you could have
or snowballs.
You could afford those kind of cherry bee, snowball, hard drinks. But when I was 18, 19, that time, Southern Comfort came in.
Southern Comfort, yeah.
When I was 18.
It's American, isn't it, that?
Yeah. When it first came out.
Southern Comfort.
But then
never liked that drink.
Used to buy it.
Yeah.
You could buy a double for 25 pence.
Yeah.
In them time.
Yeah.
And people think I was talking stupid.
Yeah.
But I says,
yeah.
You're not paying pounds.
No.
I said, you could, in them time.
You could afford to live, to dress, to eat, to drink, to go out. Which, by the way, not many did they, dear little cousin? Sorry to really interrupt you.
If you're going out, you could take £5 with you.
Yeah.
Or £2.
Yeah.
To go into the nightclub used to be 50 pence.
Yeah.
To go in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You didn't mind doing, going that time.
No.
But going for taxi is 50 pence.
Yeah.
That used to be Kelly's time there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I tell people that, they think I was come from blooming Mars or something from Asia. Because I can't believe what was still in there.
Yeah.
Even sweets used to buy, like pineapple rocks used to cost 5p a quarter.
Yeah.
Cola cubes a quarter, 5 pence.
Yeah.
So if you have a 5p in your hand, you could buy a quarter of a bag of sweets in them days.
Yeah.
If not, if you want chocolate, you could buy for 5 pence.
Yeah.
It never used to cost 5 pence, it cost 4 pence. Them time was a Bounty, Mars Bar, Crunchy, Topic, Curly Whirly, Topic Crisp, you name it.
Yeah.
It used to be 4 pence.
Yeah.
A packet of Walker's Crisp used to be 6 pence.
Yeah.
Right? And if you had 10p, you could buy 4 packets.
Yeah.
What can you buy now? I couldn't believe when I heard a packet of crisps cost 85 pence.
I know. Joe, I know.
I couldn't believe when the woman told me.
No.
I went to get a sandwich in the car. I said, I thought the crisp was about 45p, something like that.
Yeah.
When the woman told me it was 8, I said, put it back.
Yeah.
I'm not paying 85 pence. Like hell, I'm not paying.
And look how much you pay. I've just bought a bag of spuds yesterday.
Yeah.
So massive spuds, bless, right? So for that, £1.39. And then they want 85 pence ka-ching for one bag of crisp.
One bag of crisp. I couldn't believe it when the woman told me 85 pence.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry to really interrupt you, my dear little cousin, our delicious little babies. On that 60s video, that one that I've just advertised, they mentioned Pringles. Do you remember, was it a couple of years ago when I mentioned Pringles on one of my videos? It got 33 views. Apparently, back in the 1960s with the Pringles, that was classed as a treat, like a celebration of some sort. Like you couldn't just have.
We didn't call them Pringles, we used to call them Snaps.
No, but they could call them Pringles. It's quite clear on that video. It is Pringles.
We used to call them Snaps.
Okay, yeah.
But in them time, well, in my time.
Oh, you can call. Sorry to really interrupt you, dear little Cash. You like that fish at Easter? What's it called? Snapper.